me go first. But yeah, my client, so I signed her up a couple months ago and literally I've been very accommodating
Okay.
when it comes to payment. Like
Sure.
way more. Like I think I've changed her payment for it to like work for her like 3+ times.
Okay.
And it's always happens like before I'm about to charge her card.
Okay.
So now she's like, hey, like Dani, like this came up. I only have $200 in my bank account, but if
Okay.
I have anything left over, you could still charge. And then she sent another message saying like, yeah, I think it would be
Yeah.
best if I just stop the program. So I'm just
Okay.
like, I'm like, should I just, because with this type of situation, usually I just schedule a call and have them pause for the
Yeah.
program. But for this client, it's just like, should I just let her like default? Because it's
Well,
been
how
a
much what was she committed to? What did the contract
yeah.
say?
So it was I raised my prices, but the price of my program when she enrolled was 2,000 and she's
Okay.
invested a little over 1,200 already.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Mhm.
So I mean, she's paid more than half at this point. I think
Mhm.
mentally, you yourself need to accept two main things, okay, as the business owner, and this is just going to be a lesson for later. Number
Mhm.
one, we just have to accept that the remainder, the other 800, we just
Mhm.
need to call it a wash, okay, for yourself. Now, does that
Yeah.
mean you give up altogether? No, because you wouldn't be in business very long if you gave up, right? But
Yeah.
I want you to accept that part because you can't control how somebody manages their finances,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But the good news is moving forward. So as a second point, as a lesson for later. And Yap is out of the office this week, but I want to encourage that you communicate with him specifically at the Jacob May Vogel profile, asking about what can I do in order to set up the subscription, or what are the steps? Like if he's got a tutorial or a link or something other than just Googling it. I know you can do that on your own,
Mhm.
just to kind of prevent this sort of scenario moving forward. So the process you already have in place right now, let's hop on a call, etc., is the correct process. And I want to encourage that you stick with that for this case. Okay. So, hey, Name, it sounds like you're going through a lot right now. Let's just have a 5-minute call and maybe we can talk about you leaving the program. Okay. That's
Mhm.
what she wants to do. Let's go ahead and talk about that. You want to have that face to face so you don't burn the bridge, you don't damage the relationship. And you as a business owner, you as an entrepreneur, eventually you're going to have your client success manager person do this, right? Or your coach or whomever. But for now, you've got to do it. You've got to model what does that look like, make sure the session is recorded. And you just go ahead and hear her out. And then you
Mhm.
guys discuss pausing, right? And let her know normally when somebody's going to pause the program, there is a fee, a pause fee. I don't know, whatever that's going to be, $500 or whatever. So just let her know, if you were to pause and let's say we resume in January after you've paid for Christmas gifts and you've taken care of whatever expenses are pressing right now, are you able to do that?
Mhm.
And if she
Mhm.
says no, then you go ahead and just ask a question, again, being very neutral. Well, how do you see things going from here then? Right. And again, in your mind, you've already accepted she's not going to pay you the $800. Just accept it. But I
Mhm.
need you to have this process that you stick to. Does that make sense, Dani?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I understand it's a headache. I understand it's frustrating. It's not a fun place to be. These types of calls are never going to be fun. Okay.
Mhm.
But you just have to make a process around it. And that's it, really.
Got it.
If
Okay.
she
So
doesn't
yeah.
pay, let's
Mhm.
assume worst case scenario, then you just need to let her know what are her expectations. Okay, I understand that you can't pay and you're not able to do the pause fee and you're not able to pay, like continue. So for the interim, I'm going to have to offboard and remove you from everything, remove your access. But once you are in a better financial situation, we can have a conversation about resuming and what that looks like.
Mm.
You know,
Okay. Got it.
Makes
Okay.
sense?
Should I don't know. Should I? Because I think, yeah, definitely the financial is what's stopping her.
Mhm.
But I don't know, should I like just provide like resources that may help her or no? Like that I would
Mm-mm.
just kind of end it at that.
Yeah, I mean, you're ending on good terms. The way that I
Yeah.
modeled is definitely going to be the ideal scenario. I don't know if you're having a call with her